8:34 now. Welcome back to Cheyenne Today, brought to you by Black Hills Energy. Kerri Hayden alongside with you this morning. Questions or comments, feel free to send those in. You can text us or you can give us a call on the Fat Boys Tire and Auto phone line as well. Joining me this morning is Chief Mark Francisco along with Alex Farkas from the Cheyenne Police Department. Good morning, guys. How are you guys today?
Good morning.
Good. Good morning.
Finally summer here, as you mentioned,
Yes,
huh, Chief?
it was a nice stroll over here.
Yeah, finally, you don't have to bundle up or hide from the rain. So, yeah, I'm sure it was nice. Lots to talk about this morning. So I'm going to kind of start with, I know I've chatted with the mayor about the city budget.
Yeah.
And he went ahead and put in the budget more money for overtime for police officers when it comes to kind of monitoring that traffic control here in the capital city. Just talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we've always struggled a little bit on the evening shift. We have a traffic function during the day. We have a traffic unit that's out and about. So we pretty much have the daytime hours, but in the evening, officers are busy responding to 911 calls and things like that. So it was a little tough to dedicate anybody to traffic enforcement. So we had a discussion a little earlier in the year, and I threw out if we could get some overtime money, we would just voluntarily staff that in the evening hours. And based on the volume of complaints council and the mayor's office gets on traffic and noise, they were agreeable to that. So we've been hitting pretty hard for a couple of weeks now. And then the new budget will start July 1st, so we'll have some more money to continue that. So you'll see us out all summer long. Every day we have it. So.
Well, and you're also on the traffic control committee.
The critical traffic.
Critical traffic control. And so that is just kind of where you guys kind of take a look at various areas of town and kind of decide what needs to be monitored closer, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's petition driven. So either residents or businesses, I believe the number is 5, they need to sign a petition which will trigger a review of the area. So you'll see some of those temporary speed monitoring signs up. This is your speed. They also track data. So we'll get out there, and it's not just speed. Sometimes it's construction of an intersection or something like that. So we review accident history. We gather speed data. And then we come together and kind of see, does it warrant some special attention? So the newest one we have coming up is fair warning to your listeners, 8th Avenue to Pershing on Central. The speeds in that area were pretty excessive. We think, you're coming south on Yellowstone, 40 miles an hour, so people don't get slowed down when they hit that residential area. So here, starting Monday, it's designated a critical traffic enforcement, which what that means is if you get a ticket, the fine is doubled in that area.
Oh, gosh.
There are signs up warning you, fines doubled in this area. So we would just assume everybody follow. We don't want to give any tickets. Sure. But if you do get one, the fines are doubled in that range, and we'll be doing that for 30 days. To hopefully affect the behavior of the drivers in that area. And hopefully we won't need to do it for a while.
Right.
The first one we did was on Gardenia. The speeds are still within tolerances up there. So we feel like it did have an effect. So this will be the second one we do.
All right, and you'll just move on from there too, right?
Yes. There's a couple more. They were more school oriented.
Okay.
So they're put on pause till the fall. It's kind of hard to monitor it till school's actually in session. So we'll be looking at a couple more, and we'll see. If we get some more, we'll take a look at them.
All right. I know the police department, along with the sheriff's department, I believe it was the highway patrol as well, you guys hosted the first motorcycle safety seminar a few weeks ago. Obviously, it is motorcycle season right now. Yeah. How did that go?
Yeah, I think it went well. I'm not a motorcycle guy, so I stay away from that stuff, and at 60 years old, I'm not going to learn how to ride one.
Right.
But the feedback was fantastic. We had some sponsors that came out, and they put them through some safety courses, and it sounds like it went really well. Even 14 or 15 people, I think, came, and I think there's some budding plans to do another one either later this summer or fall, something like that.
I know the motorcycle unit also out as well, kind of conducting those high visibility enforcement as well. So same type of situation there, then, right?
It's they can kind of scooch in and out of areas where it's a little difficult for a car to monitor traffic. So we're happy to have those guys back on the road. It was we were between motorcycles for a little bit. Now they're all trained up and ready to go. So we should see them out a fair amount this summer.
Yeah, and as the weather gets nicer out, it's just going to be a lot. It takes all the motorcyclists out as well, too.
Yes, it does. I've seen a lot lately.
Yes.
They're out and about for sure.
I saw a few weeks ago, or maybe it was just last week, about a card skimmer at a local business here in Cheyenne. You guys kind of put out the warnings to let people know. Is this a new thing? Has it been around for? It's been around for a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
We don't see it a ton here. As a matter of fact, I think this is the first one we've seen since I've been here. But it is not a new phenomenon. Ever since the prevalence of using cards to purchase things, whether it be a debit card or a credit card, they've been around. Luckily, we don't see a lot of it here, but we do encourage people to be, look at the machine you're sticking your card in to see if it looks right. Because if you look closely, you can tell, because they kind of adhere over the normal machine, and it just grabs your number. And if you put in a PIN number or something like that, it grabs that too.
It's got it all.
Yeah. So then a person, the older school ones, the person had to come back and retrieve that to get the data off of it. Now they're wireless connectivity, so it's pretty easy for them to do. So if you can do the contactless or Apple Pay or some of those where you don't have to physically insert your card, it's a bit safer.
Okay.
But a lot of places don't accept payment that way.
Right.
So just be on the lookout. If it looks a little weird, you might get somebody's attention and make sure it's right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. You wanted to talk a little bit about Frontier Days traffic control updates. Obviously, we're only about a month away from CFD, so
it'll be here before we know it, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was 2 years ago at 8th Avenue in Kerri, we installed some. Obviously with the assistance of CFD, we installed some temporary traffic lights there. That's always a big choke point for traffic, and it has been so popular that we get feedback on our Facebook page. They wish we'd make them permanent right there at 8th Avenue and Kerri. No plans to do that. However, they will be back this year to facilitate the ingress and egress from rodeo to concert, and it helps move the pedestrian traffic through there as well. So it's been a huge help for law enforcement, and I think the folks attending up there get through that system quite a bit faster now. So those will be back. Be on the lookout for them. They should be there. We'll probably have them up sometime the week before. They probably won't be functioning till that Friday night, first night of CFD, though. Okay,
all right. I talked to the mayor about, and I can't remember the name of these, but they're basically barricades that the mayor is looking to purchase for the city to put in front of, parade routes, to kind of stop if people are even a medical issue, or if they intentionally want to ram into, unfortunately, parade routes, things like that. That's something that you guys will be dealing with as well.
Yes. Between us and community recs and events, they'll be the installers of these things. And what they are, they're vehicle barriers. So should a vehicle try and access the parade route, either intentionally or, like you said, through some sort of confusion or medical issue, it will stop a vehicle, a truck, anything within about 30 feet. This really became a hot button issue after the incident in New Orleans down there where we had the vehicle. I think a guy killed 14 people, it was an intentional act. I came from Kansas City. We actually had, during one of the Super Bowl parades, we actually had somebody get on our route too. Didn't injure anybody, but it was pretty touch and go there for a while. So parade safety is a big deal. It's hard to secure the routes. So thankfully, the mayor and the city council saw the value in this, spent about $1.5 million to get these things. So there will be some changes. The parade route will remain the same. The closure area will push back about a block on all sides of it, and you'll see these devices. You see them now. There's a different brand that we use at Fridays on the Plaza. They're called Meridian barriers, big orange barriers. These are a little bit different, and they're a little bit easier for people to handle, go up quicker and come down quicker. So, safety's utmost on everybody's mind, and we want to do all we can to make sure that that's a safe, fun event. We'll be looking for those this year.
Well, that has to ease your mind a little bit too, as chief. Keeping the safety of our citizens and visitors and whatnot here top priority. This will help just a little bit to ease your mind, maybe.
Yes, Christmas parade. We'll use them for all those things. And the mayor and I had a conversation, and I'm like, about the only thing that keeps me up at night around here are the parades because they are so difficult to secure, and this will go a huge way in making sure that we don't have an inadvertent vehicle or an intentional vehicle on our route.
Good. All right. Some good news. Well, kind of good news, but cool news, I guess. K9s were retired. 3 of those K9 teams got retired, right?
Yep. Maverick, Tyler, and Pavel have reached their golden parachute, and they're living the good life with their handlers. It's bittersweet. Those have been great dogs over the years. What do they have? A combined 21 years of service to the citizens of Cheyenne, and so they're going to take it easy on a well-earned break. And the good thing is, at the same time, we swore in 3 new dogs, and so they're out there already hitting the streets, and they got all that young dog energy to expend, and the other dogs can kind of watch the sunset a little bit.
How long does a K9 usually work, I guess?
Yeah. So, it depends on their health, right? If you've had pets, sometimes they injure themselves, and these dogs are highly active. So they're prone to some injury issues, but Pavel had an injury issue, but he returned from it. So you're looking at like 7 to 9 years, and I think all these guys are closer to the 9-year range. So you generally have them at about 2. They're out hitting 18 months to 2 years old. So you get that 5 to 6, 7 years out of them.
And is there usually always 3 or more or less?
We have 4.
You have 4.
Yeah,
okay.
We used to be at 3, and Tyler was won in some kind of contest with one of our vendors. So Tyler became the 4th, and since we got some private donation funding for the replacements, we stayed at 4.
Okay.
So we'll always more than likely between 3 and 4, but it's nice to have 4. It gives you some overlapping coverage.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Alex, last time you were on, we talked about neighborhood nights and meetings were taking place and whatnot. How's it going with that? Give us an update.
Yeah, it's going really well. We have a lot of interest lined up, and our permit deadline is approaching quickly. Next Monday is going to be our deadline for anyone who's interested in hosting one of the block parties during neighborhood night to submit their applications. So we definitely encourage you to get those in. This year, it's all digital. It's all online. So if you visit our website, cheyennepd.org/CNN, be sure to fill that form out by next Monday.
Okay. And then, folks, as always, it'll be the map and where your party is will always be, you'll have that online as well, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we'll be publishing an announcement a couple weeks out of the event. So we definitely encourage everyone to join. It's a really fun way to kick off summertime and meet your neighbors and your police officers. And we're excited.
Good. And I know, Chief, this is something that you guys look forward to, too. Even those that are off duty volunteer their time to come and check out some of these neighborhood nights.
It's a fun time. We get to interact with kids and play some games and eat some good food and just mix with people when it's not a 911 situation where we so frequently have to interact with the community. So it's a nice, relaxed atmosphere. You get to know, some of our neighbors around town, and they get to know their police officer. So it's a lot of fun. It goes by very fast. Every year I make a commitment. I'm going to go to more than I did last year, and I think I make it to maybe 7. And
that's
the night's
pretty
gone.
good, though.
It is good, but man, I have to cut it quick, and so you get stuck at some talking to some people, and then it's like, oh man, I got to get to the next one. So
I was going to say, there's probably quite a few that stop you with questions too,
they
and they kind of want to pick your brain for a while.
I run into retired police officers from all over the country, and everybody's got a story to share. So it really is a lot of fun.
Good. All right. Looking forward to that. When is that again, Alex?
That's going to be July 10th this year.
July 10th, but it's time to get going now if you'd
like to plan a party.
If you like to plan.
And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It can be very simple. We see the wide range of things. So don't let that be daunting to you. A table with some potato chips on it and some people around. That's all you need.
The point is just getting together.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Well, guys, we are out of time, though. Anything you want to throw out there, though, before that we didn't get to that you want to
Brewers Fest this weekend.
Yeah,
Come
that's
out,
right.
have a good time. It raises funds for the depot upkeep and all that. But as always, have a plan to get home. It's a lot of fun down there, but don't take a chance. get a ride home afterwards if you're sampling all the different wares there. So this weekend, though, Friday and Saturday, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So
just be careful.
Have a good time.
All right. And happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you so much.
You doing anything special?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Our son's in Des Moines,
Yeah.
so we'll have a phone conversation and. That we'll be seeing them over the 4th of July, though.
Oh, good.
We'll head to Des Moines to kind of hook up with them. So
okay.
I'm sure they'll have a great gift for me then.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, Chief Francisco, Alex Farkas, guys, as always, thanks for coming in and chatting with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Always fun.
All right. Stay with us. More Cheyenne Today, and your weather forecast is coming up next.